What's up? It's me, it's Whiskey. I didn't plan on streaming today, but I found out patch notes were today. Bet. So apparently they're nerfing shit. I'm recording. This is probably going to be the intro. So, you know. What the f, man? Don't, I swear to God, if you fucking nerf Berserker Shield and you don't buff Glad Shield or like Breastplate or like Shifters, if you just nerf solo items, dude, we're down to building fucking Sovereignty Stone of Gaia. Do you know how bottom of the barrel that is? You might as well be asking me to just build movement speed, okay? Don't hurt me. That's all I ask.
Fans, it's me, it's Aggro. It feels good to
It's
say
me,
that
it's
again.
Whiskey.
Harrison is out this week, unfortunately, but I'm back in the driver's seat. I'm hosting
What
and
it does do.
game deving and making jokes that you guys
No
like
spoilers
the
if you
entire
read
time.
the
Of
notes.
course, it's not just me here for the 9.5 Slipknot update show. We've got Clumsy and AJ that we'll bring in just a moment. But guys, this is we kind of messed around and have a sneaky big patch all of a sudden. You know?
We do. Really big.
Like, it's not mid-season. It's not a new season.
I scored a drop.
We're just going to change the whole game in one patch like that, huh?
Yeah, remember when we were on patch notes last time? We were like, this thing is massive. Well, guess what? We're here again with another massive docket.
That's true.
Maybe even bigger than last
Yeah, I
time.
should have gotten a
We
drink.
got
I just
full
realized.
custom
I
style,
fucked up.
including the new Slipknot event,
Your mic's turned off.
Battle Pass, community news, balance, of course. And let's start there because the balance is hefty. Because we are adjusting literally every single god in Smite, all at once. We're calling it the TTK update, the time to kill update.
Yeah.
So
What the fuck?
The overall, to pull back the curtain a little bit,
Don't do this.
we've heard the complaints and the discussion about the amount of damage in Smite. In the last few updates, we've been trying to address that, but clearly that has not hit the mark as we've hoped it would.
Oh, no.
So we've been working on
Oh,
this
no.
extra scenario kind of in the background for a little bit, and it's time to pull it out. We
God.
basically want to address dying in the early game from too much damage from all different sources, but also how it scales into the late game and what each role's responsibility is in the late game and what they can do and all that kind of stuff. And this has been in the works for a while. Got to give a quick shout out to our pros, Olympians, and Smite creators who gave their feedback on this early pitch because there's been a lot of iteration on it already.
And it has been out for a while. We didn't just get this idea, even though you might have heard this similar notes from some other places around the MOBA scene.
The gamingverse, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a good thing. It means that, you know, while there might be similar issues, we're all kind of tackling them in a way
Guys,
that makes sense.
they're gonna nerf
Right.
everything,
Previewed
and
this to,
characters that are already
previewed
bad,
this
like my
to
boys
those
Tyr and Hercules,
weeks ago.
they're just gonna
We got
suffer.
a lot of positive feedback on it.
So-
we, moved it into the fast lane. To
I'm
make
kind of heartbroken already.
in the last update, we had some bigger changes. So really, this whole
God.
The nerfing, the
Ugh.
whole game was going to be a process. We knew it wasn't going to happen over one update.
Right.
9.4 was essentially testing the waters.
Okay.
Looking at the things.
I
that were
can't stop
most
staring at that mug
clearly
between them.
overtuned,
You guys see that?
applying a lot of nerfs,
You guys see
and
that fucking
monitoring
mug?
the results. We did
Can
see
they show
some
the
results
mug?
from that patch, but they felt a little small, right?
What
We
type of
wanted
mug
to
is it?
Feel more. So we had this next plan in place in 9.5 that we're going to be revealing today, which you're going to feel a lot more. And then, of course,
Yes.
very importantly, 9.5 bonus and 9.6 are going to be fine-tuning because this is a very big change we're about to reveal today. It's obviously going to have a lot of big shifts all over the game in all different game modes. It's going to require some fine-tuning in future updates, and that's going to be a #1 priority for us on future updates.
Yeah, 100%. This is going to take some iteration because it's a bit of a spicy one. So let's get to it. We've been talking about what it is, but we haven't been able to had a chance to tell you what it is quite yet. Every single god in Smite, including your favorite god and your least favorite god, is having their base HP increased by 40%.
This is
Their
not the
base
route
HP
I expected
per
them to
level
take.
Increased by 5%.
This is not the route I
Physical
expected them to
protection
take.
Increased by 40%. Base physical protection increased by 40%. And increased physical protection per level at base by 8%. Magical protection at base increased by 28% and 28% magical protection per level. So everyone, and I mean everyone, is tankier by a good amount.
Very true.
And you can feel it, for sure.
So our #1
What?
goal with these updates was to
No.
make sure that this would be a change that
No!
players
This
would
is not. No!
we wanted to make sure this is going to make an impact on all game modes, not just Conquest.
Yep.
We wanted to put an especially heavy balance towards the early game because we know that that is the most volatile part of the game. If you immediately start losing. You take an early death. That's very painful.
All I
So
can
most of
think
these
about right now is Guardian solos are just
really
even better.
we did
Like-
apply these by percentage, which has a couple of effects. One is it is going to actually give tanky gods a larger increase than squishy gods.
Yep.
But we wanted to preserve the differences between our classes. If we had added a flat number of HP to everyone, that would have merged the classes a little bit closer together. So we wanted to make sure the tanky gods still felt like the tankiest gods in the game and vice versa. We also shifted the numbers here a little bit with magical protections because those are so heavily front-loaded already.
Yep.
All gods in the game have a huge amount of magical protections at start and then gain a very small amount. So actually the way the numbers worked out, the 28 plus 28 is equivalent to
Maybe
40
I'm
plus
dumb.
8. We just
You know
shifted
what?
that so that it's not
Serenade
as
me,
heavily front-loaded
Mr.
as it was.
Ajax.
So that is a little bit of a
Make me
shift, but
feel like
there's
this
a
is the
very
play,
long
okay?
write-up by me in the
Please.
patch notes that explains a lot
Please,
of the process
please.
here, a lot of the thinking, why we did the numbers.
What do we think? What do we think, chat?
It's something that Clumsy
Are any of us smart enough to understand the
We've
impact
had
of this
pro
yet?
Players actually scrimming on it since Friday,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
right.
very
Yep.
exciting. We'll talk a little bit more about that
Gathered
later.
feedback there.
So a lot of information.
we think this
to be
is the
learned
play?
here, but what we're going to see is it's going to be much harder to lose the game in the first few minutes.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
I
Really
guess
important.
that's good.
We
Yeah,
saw
that's a
lot of feedback
complaint.
Based on the last one, we talked about having this kind of a two-step process, but even further on with the implications, of course. And you know, one of the things that we did last time was hitting a lot of the late game power items. We wanted to gather feedback. We wanted to see kind of the severity of what would be needing in this next step. So right now, the time to kill early game.
Somebody's
first
trying to
level,
open
this
my
is gonna be,
door.
it's gonna be pretty tough to kind of get ganked in whatever level, whatever lane it might be, and you probably won't be dying as you might
Lose my
do
first life
for the first like set of abilities. But that's the goal. The goal is for the first set of abilities, the first kind of ganks that you receive, to probably not take you right out of the game.
Yeah, exactly. And it's all about the overall pacing of the game. I'm not, I'm sure everyone hears every god gets tankier and thinks like, oh my god, it's tank meta instantly.
Right.
But the fact that the backliners are also getting proportionally tanky in response
Exactly.
has really changed the entire dynamic of our play.
All right, now make every warrior and guardian. Actually, fuck the guardians. Make every warrior have 50% base crit
unless
protection,
you play a lot more aggressively as a backliner.
so that way crit
Also,
doesn't
one of the
affect
lessons
us.
is,
Let it
so
affect
this
the
is
little
what we talked about
carries,
for all
not
the
us,
ways
not
to
us
be
Giga
accomplished the
Chads.
same thing, was kind of the one that was the most feasible, the one that hit everyone kind of in the same way, in the most fair way, right? Because another
I don't
favorite-
know.
favorite
I
approach is
feel
to
like
hit
I
every
would be
single
a
god
bad
with
like
potential
catalyst,
across the
you
board.
know,
And that,
to
while we considered
to
it,
give
you know,
an
it's
immediate
not
reaction.
100%,
I don't know.
it was something
In my head,
a little bit more open to
it
subjectivity.
just kind of
It's
makes
inconsistent.
warrior
We can't
solos
hit everyone the
worse.
same way. We probably shouldn't be able to hit every single god the same way. They don't.
Because I
always
feel
require
like the
damage here,
tankier
sometimes
characters
have
are just gonna be
base
much
abilities that are
stronger.
already extremely low. So if you hit that the
But
same ratio as everyone else, then they just go to 0 damage. For
like
example.
guardians are already just gonna
Right.
be pretty physically
This way we
tanky.
accomplish the same
You
thing,
kind of just
but
don't
kind of
die.
reverse. Instead of reducing everyone's damage, we're increasing their effective HP.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be huge. You guys will absolutely feel it. This is, in my opinion, the most different Smite has felt since Boots got removed. Like
I
it is,
mean,
it is
it's
that
bigger
level.
than that.
I think it's bigger than that
It's
too.
bigger than that.
You know,
It's
it-
the biggest change potentially to Smite balance in all
Ever.
of Smite history.
yeah, mess around in a 9.5 patch, just make.
Can
the
I
biggest
spoil
change to
one
Smite.
thing?
You know, that's just kind of what we're
This
doing
is
these days.
If
It's very exciting.
you
know, it's
be
something that we have
very
players want,
be
we're
very
excited for,
secretive
so,
with it.
You know, we're
Go
very-
for
we
it.
can't wait for
Go
people to
for it. You get
try it
one.
out and let us know how
You
it
get-
feels.
wait,
Let's give the
wait,
players
wait,
an idea
actually-
about what type of magnitudes of
Yeah,
numbers we're looking
absolutely.
Yeah,
at.
great point. So at level 1, for some
No.
context, the minimum HP increase that you can have is 145. So the
Squishiest god
the
in the game.
squishiest gods in the game
Okay,
will
yeah,
get
yeah.
145.
If it's a
extra
skin or
HP.
something, I
The
want to be
tankiest gods in
completely
the game will have an
surprised.
extra 210.
What it
HP.
does
Well,
do, by the way,
209,
Pinky.
But I'm rounding up a little bit.
No round.
Okay, no rounding. At level 20, the minimum buff, he's my boss now, so I have to respond quickly. At level 20, the minimum buff for the squishiest gods in the game, they'll have 202 extra HP, whereas the tankiest gods in the game, guardians and things like that, will have 304 HP after this change. Physical protections, level 1,
Like,
minimum 3.5.
I feel like it's a
4
buff.
physical protections.
Okay, I feel
or
like it's
up
a
to
buff
9.5 physical protections.
for,
And
like,
then at level
my
20,
role.
You can have up to 7.5 more, or 7.4, sorry, no rounding. Physical protections
But, like-
or 14.5 physical protection.
I don't like guardians
And
being
magical
meta
protections, all
in
gods have
solo.
the same. That's a little nugget of truth for you there, that all magical protections are the same for all gods. Though you will have 8.65 more magical protections at level 1, and 13.44 magical protections at level 20. So the big one is that you're going to feel, I think, is that HP, but also minions won't be dealing quite as much damage to you.
Oh, Ardio nerf
There's going to be a
incoming.
lot of different
There's a
fall-offs.
And
whole
Fenrir
bunch of other
nerf
stuff that's
probably.
gonna be
Good.
shaking up the game too, not just this.
Good, those
Uh-huh.
characters. I remove Ardio from the game.
To explain a
Crawl,
little bit
if you're
more about
editing
the
this
update,
and you're watching
we
this
really
part,
wanted
just
to tune
make a
this
big.
around
This is my
making sure you can
campaign.
survive and
Hit the
direct
horns.
ability, right?
Fuck
You have
Ardio.
this
Get that
ability,
bitch
Smite,
out of this
they can
game.
do
Remove her
roughly,
ass, okay?
100 damage.
Take her
There's a
picture,
high
big cross on it. That's
damaging
my
ability at
that's why you
level
should
1.
vote for
Yep.
me.
When you account
All right,
for
fuck that
early
character.
starting power as well as some item procs and stuff like that, you get a little bit more. So
This was
that
paid for by the
100,
Warriors
45
Association
health
of
from Sushi
America.
Gods felt really important to us because that's where you can make sure you can take another direct hit. If
Yep.
that jungler
This is the
works
greatest
on
patch
you
of.
and then
Everybody's
you
reading
run
ahead of
away,
me, and now
you can take
you
another
all.
direct
Here's what you guys
full
did.
ability
You read it
and not die.
solely to see my reaction to
Now,
shit.
depending
No
on your skill level,
spoilers.
this might seem like it's impossible to die at level 1
This
now,
is big
or
brain.
it
I'm
might
just
seem like
map
it's not
changes.
enough. We've seen a lot of
Obelisk,
feedback
please
about
be
that, so
gone.
how
Remove
that plays
that
out
dog
with the whole
shit
player base.
mechanic. Let's
All
do
of
it.
these numbers were really focused on the level 1 and 2 and 3 experience and making sure that one small positional mistake wouldn't immediately get you killed. So you can take that extra ability, the extra protections also help that. We wanted to do health
Okay, but
and
like,
protections
here's
to
the
make
thing:
sure
is
that
like
we kept the
10
game
protections
relatively
early
in balance
is a
proportionally to where it
lot.
is now. Like, if we
It's
just
not
held,
minimal.
then
Like,
potentially other
okay,
things
here's what I
would
want.
be
If
10%
you're
health
watching
damage
this and you're
or
like,
1% healing
can't be
would
that
been
much, man.
more impactful, but
Go
doing
to a
health
game of
percent
solo,
and protections altogether,
build Berserker Shield
and
T1
all gods
first,
together at the percentage
then the
rate,
next
you're really
game, build
focusing on
nothing.
Consistency. So a lot of those
besides
things
your
all very
starter item.
closely connected.
You're gonna feel the difference.
Ironically enough, it has created some really interesting scenarios where gods you think might be better are actually not that much better. Gods you
Yep.
think might be worse are way better.
Yep.
It's a lot of big shifts, but that's also what our pros really wanted. And from what we can tell from our players, that's also what people really wanted. Change the game up, make a lot of new gods better, and a lot of gods might be better, not so good. This really does that.
Okay,
Yeah, I don't think.
I
like
want
we
new
said,
characters to be good.
The game has felt more different than it ever has, while still maintaining a lot of the same fun aspects. It feels like I have a million new things to try, and that's very exciting. So I'm excited for you guys to get a hands on it.
I
as
don't
well.
do any testing.
And that's
I have
not
people
all
for
that
that.
we're doing. Of course, we've got balance that we're going to go into a little bit more, but
Sick.
we also have a brand new Conquest refresh here coming on in the map. That we're going to be able to go
Obelisk
into
gone.
the Knights Keep Conquest map.
Yeah,
is going to be what
Lancelot's
we're doing
next.
here in 9.5. We've got new map decorations, a new obelisk system, and a new siege engine. That's right, all you siege mains.
Siege?
You only got to get one more person, and then you can queue up for Conquest, and you get some of that siege feeling. Or Slash players, you know, you can kind of do it as is. Yeah, the Knights Keep Conquest map. One of the most stunning
I'm so scared.
map geometries I think that we've had
Show
in
me.
the duo lane in particular.
Let me look.
This area and the
My
new area
notes.
in duo,
Please.
absolutely awesome.
It's really cool.
Did he just say duo, mid? So solo gets nothing? Is solo the fucking stable? They're gonna clean the horse shit? It's because they don't fucking show SPL.
The main focus of
Take
this,
strength.
this is a really big Conquest update, let's just say.
Please.
Season 9 was something we experimented with, a lot of different mechanics, a lot of different balance changes.
I
and
definitely
we got
felt
a
the
lot of feedback
experiment.
over the last coming months. We've already done a lot to tone down the snowball, but we are going to continue
You even
to
removed
do
the
that
snow.
more in this update. We are keeping the obelisk mechanic, but heavily reworking it at all stages for how you collect offerings, how you pick up offerings, what the rewards are, is all being changed. But that system is remaining in the map, but with a very different twist to it, a very different reward, and it's tuned for more clarity and for more clear and direct impact.
Please.
Yeah, I think that once we get a chance to
Yo,
go
what's
in
up,
game and show
everybody?
it to everybody, it's going to make they're going to be wowed first of
Right.
all by the visuals of the map, we hope, but also kind of explaining this new obelisk mechanic and everything that we have going on. Because overall, I think that the obelisk
I'm
mechanic
so
as a
worried.
whole has been very, very positive. It's kind of a
What?
new way
In what
to
way? HIV
play
positive,
the
maybe?
map
What the
and
fuck?
Force different
Are you
rotations
kidding
and
me?
timings and a new
What?
objective to play around that doesn't
Yeah, man,
just
Obelisk
instantly
is
give you a
great.
ton of
I love
golden
this fucking
experience like a Gold
mechanic.
Fury would or a Pyromancer would, anything like that. So I think that in that
I
way,
don't give a
you know,
shit about this
just
side of
finding
the
new
map.
ways To expand
That's
upon
awesome.
that is very exciting as we are in game. Lermy driving us around to the new
What are those golden circles?
castle over here in the duo lane, Duo Kingdom.
Duo Kingdom.
Who
That's
gives a
what
shit?
I'm saying.
Give them like a archer's hut.
The castle camp. I like those.
Gotta go
It
for
is
that.
really cool,
Yep.
but
So, yeah, there was so many changes to this Conquest map. You're going to want to check the patch notes for all of them. There's a lot of very specific changes to jungle camps.
at
and
least
their
have
values
solo
and
be
their,
like an armory.
Their tankiness, their health, and their XP and gold. If you find that a little bit difficult to read, just check the dev notes for the main summaries, you know, and of course.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like Lantern.
First off, this
Seems like a
beautiful new
gimmick.
castle, shout out to the environment team.
They look
Did a
like
great
Ghosts
job
of
here.
Sparta.
We wanted just a very new focal point to this lane to give it
So
a
cool.
new and unique look. So you can see that here. It's gorgeous. The next
It
thing
is
I wanna talk
really
about is
fucking
the
cool.
obelisk. So
Yeah.
we do have a completely new system for how you're going to unlock and collect those offerings.
And the obelisk itself is themed.
That looks
Should be different.
awesome.
Oh,
It's
so
also
it
an
is.
Arthurian
You guys see that
obelisk,
Nordic
right?
rune right there?
Yeah,
It says
The
F.
obelisks have been replaced
You
with
guys see that
Arthurian
shit?
obelisk.
Hey, can
With
we
the
get Sirwa
obelisk,
Fs in the
it's
chat?
now
Sirwa
gonna
Fs?
activate later at 6 minutes instead of 4.
Big
Again, to prevent
pogs.
them to snowball. It's not going to mark jungle camps anymore. Instead, it's going to spawn mist camps.
Oh,
so you
bringing
can
back
use
the
these to
mist.
stealth yourself like you could in the winter conquest.
Very nice.
And within the mist camps are going to be these lost knights, these ghost knights. You can destroy these
What was
to
the
get
bar?
your offerings. This is the only source of offerings outside of stealing from your opponent. So when all the mist camps spawn, you can see they're marked by the little chalice icon on the mini map. You can pick these up to fill up your obelisk, or you can lurk and hide and wait in there and see if someone else will come to try to steal them and you can ambush them from the stealth.
Okay.
I've been hiding in the mist and playtesting.
Yeah,
man. I love
mean,
it.
We can see some safe ones. We can see some contestable ones, right by the castle camp. I think we saw a mist camp over there.
Yep.
Yeah. So again, clarity and simplicity. We're keeping the loop similar, but making it a little more focused. So only offerings will drop from mist camps. All of the mist camps will spawn in the same place at the same time every time the obelisks activate. They will have their own unique
Scary,
respawn
Kirk,
timings,
scary.
which I believe is 60 seconds.
I don't know whether or not I like it yet.
There's too many numbers for me to remember all of them. I'm even cheating with my phone here. trying
I
to
like they
figure
still have the
out most of
Babylon
them.
stuff in the mid lane.
But you'll collect the offerings from there. When you fill up your obelisk, you're going to get a completely new reward as well. We found the scepter was pretty interesting, but it was difficult to
Not
apply.
yet.
It had a lot of complicated follow-up actions that required. Now, when you complete your obelisk, you're going to get a trebuchet siege engine that will spawn on your side of the battleground.
Very cool.
It's going to stay in your Phoenix until someone on your team walks up to it to activate it, and then it's going to push the lane that it's in. It's going to also spawn in the lane that has the most healthy towers
Yep.
in it.
Yeah, I think that knowing exactly where.
Okay, so it's not a
very easy
mecha-
and very clear to see which lane it's going to go.
Yeah,
to.
but Rift
It's
Herald
just,
you
we
can
got it,
choose.
what
This
enemy
one the
tower
game
is the healthy-
chooses.
which lane has the healthiest tower.
There you
And-
go, right there. We can see that the obelisk filled up, and a new mini-map icon shows up on the dual-side Phoenix here.
Yep, so Lermy goes back to base. It won't start until you give it a little shove, but you don't, as we all know,
Dude, Trebuchet memes is going wild right
quests
now.
in games are the
No.
worst when you have to stand next to it forever, when they're so slow. So all you've got to do is tap a toe inside of it.
It's got some little guard minions with it too.
They can do the escorting, you know?
make so much
I'm a god. I've got
Shout out
stuff
to
to
the
go and
classic
do.
Joust Medieval
That's
Knights.
pretty sick.
Yep.
That's
They
pretty
did that.
fucking awesome.
So
That's pretty
this
awesome.
Trebuchet also has a very unique type of combat that we don't usually see in our Siege Juggernauts. So this
I'm cool with
Trebuchet
Jimmy
has
not
very
existing.
Specifically, only a long-range attack. It cannot defend itself at short range. It
Yep.
won't hit things too close to it, but it will be able to lob fireballs and hit enemy structures and minions, and it can hit enemy structures from outside of the tower radius.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is a particularly powerful push tool.
This is really good.
It starts
I like
off
this a
in the
lot.
early game with a little bit of low HP pool, but that HP pool will scale up.
And plus, like, you don't have to
and
always
makes
back
for
to
a
get it.
very
You can
powerful
always have
way.
like your
And completely
teammate like
new
that's
way,
backing
you
just
see
go
towers
activate it for
where
you.
You kind of create
I like that
this
it's
front
not
line of
locked to one
gods
person,
that can
which
stand
Rift Herald
outside the
is, because
enemy
you have to
tower
pick it
range,
up.
but
So
between the trebuchet here, like in
I
that
can see that
narrow
happening right
space,
now. Wow.
and they can defend the trebuchet without actually
That's some
setting
good
foot in tower
damage.
range. And you can
That's
see
some
it
good
brings
fucking
a pretty
damage.
Nice chunk of damage to that tower.
Yeah.
And just keep going.
I mean, yeah, when it just keeps going. It does take a little bit of damage each time it fires so that it can't just push
Yeah, very good to
forever.
bring that up.
that's also
but
really good.
I think that the big thing that there is a little bit of a learning curve around this objective, but in a very fun way. Like if you don't, if your team doesn't want to group up and push with it, fine. You can just push it along and it'll do its thing and it can get a couple tower shots in and everyone's happy. But when you're playing as a coordinated group, you're playing with your friends. Hey guys, we've got
Dude,
the
this
trebuchet.
is
Let's come
fucking
take this
awesome.
tower.
This
it
is
has felt
sick.
very, very impactful in those moments
Like-
when 4 people show up in my
Yeah.
solo lane with a trebuchet, and I'm like, hello,
This
I'm gonna
is
lose my
sick.
tower.
It's an objective just like anything else in Smite. So
Yep.
It also
there's so many
looks
different
really
ways to
cool.
play
It's
it,
gonna
right? You
speed
got
stuff
one
up.
person
Like
defend it,
the
and then
offering
you
isn't gonna
all
be.
rotate it on.
Oh wait, well
Big
hold on.
turns, a lot
My
of
issue with the
stress,
offering was
you
never
might have
Zappy Boy
people
though.
showing up in the solo lane
It was
unexpectedly.
the fucking XP.
Blur me.
If you completely leave it alone, though, it can be pretty easy to just go counter kill. Jungler can swing by and just shred this thing up in a minute, right?
Yep.
Or
This
2
thing
seconds.
better
2
not
seconds,
give
yeah, 2
XP and
seconds.
gold on
So
spawn.
it is something like that you have to play to, or you can ignore it. It is really up to you how you want to fight and play into it.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of different applications that players are going to have to
That
learn
thing's
how
like-
to use, but that's exciting.
Okay.
You know, that's what you play MOBAs for.
It does.
is to
Ugh.
What
learn.
we like about this
Alright.
of the Obelisk is offerings much more clear, always from the same sources, always in the same locations, and reward.
I feel like it's
a
gonna
big
make like
objective
offerings
on
are
the map
doing
that's
more.
doing
Like
that
for
thing.
most
Yep.
players, they're gonna be like, holy
More,
shit, we got the trebuchet.
skill-oriented
I could see
individual
that.
And worth noting that these trebuchets, like we said, don't start until you touch it, and they will stay at your Phoenix line as long as you'd like. So
Right.
if you want to stack up some trebuchets in multiple lanes, or
I was
in the
thinking
same
about
lane,
that.
Use them as a defensive tool.
you can use them as a
That's
defensive tool. You
insane.
can use them to the
That's actually
mid-game,
really
we wanna
fucking
go to
cool.
Fire
There's so much
Giant,
strategy
let's
with that.
shove 2
That's
trebuchets
so
at the
awesome.
same time, and then it becomes very difficult to defend against. So it's really cool. Definitely a new dynamic to the Conquest map, but
I like that a
one
lot.
that
That
I'm
gets
excited to see
a
players get their hands on.
fucking
Now, before we
A
go
plus
into
from
just
me.
the large
You know
amount
what I
of
mean?
across this whole
The
map,
trebuchet goes
I have
hard.
to mention that we obviously had to take the time to kill adjustments into.
I hope they do like a
lot of
Viking
things.
invasion
Yep.
theme with the
So in order
Conquest, because I
to
see the runes.
do
Like, I'd
that,
love for
we
one
really
side to
have
be like
2
medieval
big passes across the map.
Knights of the
One,
Round
we're doing a
Table,
lot
and
of
one
things
side be
to
like
do
Nordic
XP
Vikings, like
goals.
Yorm and shit like
The
that.
things we're doing in that way, first of all, is we're fine-tuning a lot of them.
Thank God
So
those
we're
camps are
making more
gone.
Individual harpies. So here you can see the green buff has been changed to green harpy trio camp. We're gonna be adjusting individually the camps across the map. So jungle camps, red.
I have my window open, so
green,
hopefully you
blue,
can't hear that.
To speed, do not have to share the same total XP or gold values anymore. Also, we made more different types of harpy and more different colors of harpy, so we can be more fine-tuned with how much experience is in different places. You can see that mid here now has 3 blue harpies on each side.
Yep.
So there's just a lot of shifting going on here. I don't want to say that this means that this camp is like directly worth more or less
Sure.
than it did before, because it's a little complicated. But what I will say is that generally, a lot of these camps are worth a little bit more, but the contestable ones are respawning less often. That's another thing to focus fights towards more specific times and to prevent snowball. And then everything in the jungle has generally gotten tankier.
Yes.
So it's a
Okay.
little bit slower to clear. That's
Okay.
another key goal for the Conquest. Just bring the pacing down a little bit, but not too much. And everything in the jungle hits really hard back.
Very hard.
Because everyone's getting so tanky, and we wanted jungle camps to be
Music
a
to my
little bit more
fucking
scary,
ears
we
right now, dude.
really buff this hard.
You kidding
So
me?
jungle camps hit hard.
They
Jungle
say
bosses
whiskey.
also hit hard.
Yes. Yeah.
Love to
Jungle
see
bosses
it.
There's so many
especially.
specifics in here to go through. I don't even know how we're gonna rattle them all off.
Yeah, I think that for the most part, that's kind of the thing you just need to know is that mages beware of red.
Yeah,
Whoever's playing mid, beware of red.
Beware of taking Gold Fury.
Yep.
We also did a few things where now Gold Fury, Fire Giant, and Pyromancer, their offhand abilities will deal magic damage, while their basics still deal
Yeah.
physical. So you'll need to
Change
tank
your
up in
itemization.
both ways against those.
Right.
Also, potentially one of the most important changes.
God damn.
Minions are now going to be tankier as well. So you're going to be spending more time in lane. It's going to take a little longer to clear those minions.
I'm a big fan of
That
these
could
changes so
potentially have
far.
Really big effects on which gods become viable, how junglers plan their paths,
Yep.
which contestable objectives you go for. So we really
Maybe,
just
but
wanted to,
Pestilence is being
outside of
bought
the
again,
time
and a
kills
lot of
that we
anti-heal
for
items are
everyone,
good
We
still.
also wanted to create
So
a
I feel
lot of
like-
really meaningful and impactful shifts to the Conquest game mode to make sure that we really took the feedback of 9.4. Yeah, this is a lot of stuff, but it doesn't really feel different.
Right.
We took that personally.
I honestly
really
feel
feeling it
like
out.
this is
Yeah.
And we woke up,
this is
no
a.
more sleeping, and we changed a lot of stuff on this
Real
map.
stuff.
I'm gonna
you
say
know,
like
you know what
burst
I mean.
mages have to be back, and probably assassins.
Yeah,
I don't
the
think
red
warriors
eyes
can
and
have
all.
good
Look,
sustain.
I mean,
Maybe
I think
warriors would
that
be better, no, because they're tankier.
The way that it's felt to me,
Shit,
the way that
I actually
that
don't
I've heard
know. I don't know
described
what
by the
those roles
pros
are.
Who have been scrimming on and all that kind of stuff is that it feels like the early game and the mid game just last longer. It takes a little bit longer to get to late game.
Right.
Late game, you're still doing damage. You're still
And
taking
it was
damage.
very important to us that we slow things down, but not overly much.
Yep.
and then we slowly
Yeah.
get more in the early game.
That's
not
good,
the-
man. Because like
Yep,
20
more
minutes,
laning
like
phase,
20
little bit more
minutes
laning phase,
a
little
couple
bit longer
seasons
to clear your
ago,
wave,
you're just
but
getting
not
your
so
fourth
much you
item.
can't go do other
22
things, not
minutes
so
in
much
this
that,
season, you're
you know,
maxed
sitting
out.
there
You're working
having
on getting
to
your
last
starter
hit all your
upgraded.
creeps for the first 6 levels of the game. You know, it's still all about fighting, all about being active, just slowing you down a little bit is
And
the
you
name
know,
of the game.
we're so excited about this. We're struggling to make sure we keep our language PG-13, which will.
Oh, I don't gotta do that. Fuck
It's
shit.
all-
I hate all
they're-
this
they're
fucking
the
garbage.
real
Bitch.
deal.
Yeah, there you go. Welcome
The
to my
last
stream.
very most
PG my
exciting-
ass.
I was like, we still have one more thing right
Very
here.
exciting change still in the Conquest map and all maps is that towers are getting significantly scarier. They're getting big HP buffs in the Conquest map.
No.
Especially the Titan getting a huge amount of it.
I mean, this is good.
And well
I
as
think
the
it should,
more
but this
HP
is my
still
gimmick.
keep structure on the map. Also,
No.
all towers are being increased their base damage by a significant amount, and all towers and phoenixes are now going to have 30%
That's a big
penetration.
Dude, no
Those
more
two
diving.
shots.
That sucks.
These towers
Breaks
hit a
my heart.
lot harder.
Breaks my
We had
heart.
to be careful again because we made everyone tankier. So we buffed towers a little bit, then potentially it's still easier to tower dive than it was last patch.
Right.
So
But
we had to
in this
really
case-
go hard to make sure that these towers are very scary.
So
Wait.
can we confirm that towers with this patch are going to be scarier than they were before, even with the TTK changes in mind?
Oh, yes.
Except maybe for very early game.
30% pen on the towers? Is that what you're
You
saying?
might be able to essentially tank a similar number of total tower shots like in a tier 1, but it's going to ramp up, and that's be with the penetration. That's going to start to factor in a lot more, and you know, throughout the game, it's going to matter a lot more. You're going to take a lot more squishies. Are going to take a lot more damage from towers. This will be much harder for assassins to early game tower dive.
Yeah.
And you have more HP as the the mage or whatever hunter being dove.
Right.
So it will be harder to dive you in that sense as well.
I mean, I'll tell you, we did a play test with a lot of the esports gang, and the towers killed me way more than Mifflin did.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It was.
I remember one of the first.
Yeah, this
ones
is,
that, I got 3-man dove in mid.
I'm
and
gonna
I
go
was just
0 and
running in circles,
45
yelling
every
to myself, Towers are scary now. Towers are scary now.
And they,
just
like, all
watching
die.
These opponents just drop. I think they did get me, but it was like a 3-for-1.
Yeah,
Nice.
it is
Because
insane how much
they were
damage
taking
they
so
do.
much damage from the tower, and they were
Yep.
standing there so long, and they were like they were not realizing
They
how
weren't
much
giving it the
they weren't
respect it
respecting it
needs.
yet because
Yep.
it's new. So shout out to you players out there watching the show. You're gonna have your homework done. You'll be ahead of the curve. Be careful with those towers, and this is going to be
Yes.
applied not just to Conquest, but all Smite game modes. So
Yep.
Joust towers, Slash towers, Assault towers.
They just hate
all
me,
gonna
man.
be-
They don't want me
But
to
it
enjoy.
is mostly against gods with that penetration increase. So your minions, you can still siege in the later stages. It's going to be harder if you start to tank the Phoenix, but it doesn't like insta kill your
We
wave
actually
in
do
one
have
shot.
individual unique damage values for towers on damage to minions versus damage to
Just
gods.
yo,
That's
look,
all
okay, I'm
specified
cool
in
with
patch.
these changes. I think
That
they're
was
good
also a
changes.
little bit
I
because
think these
these
are
were
great
just as
changes
well,
so far.
but the god damage was
Give me the
increased.
changes I really
Yeah,
want, man.
definitely much
King
more against
Arthur.
gods. Okay,
here.
let's get into some actual
OP is fucking
balanced
solo.
numbers, shall
Hercules
we?
as well.
Specifically, at the very front end here, all about some of these hybrid itemization. Yo-Dog, we heard you don't like when hybrid itemization kills you. And so I'm about to rattle off like 15 different power
I thought
nerfs.
you were going to wrap this list up.
No, I sure am not. No. That definitely not in practice enough for that. You know what, Justin's actually, let's just bring it over here. I don't
Why?
need these guys.
Why?
We're just gonna power through these as
why?
fast as humanly possible. Here we go. Tower Shield, that's a tier 2 of Void
I know what
Shield,
it is,
of
asshole.
shifters and all that kind of stuff. Decrease from 20 to 15.
Oh,
Hope your
great.
fingers are fast, by the way, Jithens. Berserkers, decrease power from 25 to 20 and decrease physical protection from 50 to 40. Shifters, decrease power from 30 to 25 and decreased power on the passive from 30 to 25. Glad Shield, decreased power from 25 to 20. Void Shield, decreased physical protections from 45 to 35. Runic Shield, decreased physical power from 35 to 30. Ancile, 40 to 35 on the physical power. Cataceus Shield, decreased physical power from 25 to 20. Frostbound Hammer, shout out to Lermy, decreased physical power from 35 to 25. Rudenforged Hammer, decreased physical power from 35 to 30. The Sledge decreased physical power from 40
Yeah, 'cause everybody was
35.
building
Blackthorn Hammer
Sledge.
decreased physical power from 30 to 25. Celestial Legion Helm decreased magical power from 70 to 55. Lotus Crown decreased
That's
physical
good.
protections from 60 to 50.
Fuck that item.
Jade Emperor's Crown decreased magical power from 40 to 30. And
God,
decreased
what are we
health from
supposed to
36
build?
300. Then we've got Tyrannical
Like, what
Plate
the
Helm,
fuck?
decreased
Yeah,
magical
well,
power
yeah,
from
dude,
85 to
I'll just
70.
start off
Void
fucking-
Stone decreased health from 250 to
Oh
200.
my
decreased
God.
magical protection from 60
Dude,
to 50.
I'm just gonna start playing
Stone of
Hunters
Fall
in
decreased
solo.
health from 200 to
The most
150. Stone of
babied
Binding
fucking
decreased
role in the
magical
game.
power
Them
from
and
30 to
mid
25,
laners,
physical
dude.
protection from 30 to
Fucking
30,
wait, I'm
and
not
decreased
doing
magical protection
900
from 35 to
damage. I'm
30.
doing 800.
And that brings us to some tier 2s.
Kiss my
Getting
ass,
some buffs.
dude.
It's Spell Focus and it's Warrior's Bane. Recently removed
my
this percent penetration, but after some feedback from some high-level players in particular.
Oh, they're giving
the power
them
spike difference
penetration.
between tier
Oh,
2
okay.
of one of these pen items and tier
okay.
3 was just too much.
Okay.
So both Spell Focus and
Okay.
Warrior's Bane,
I'm
back
not
tier
listening to
2,
Reason
Spinning
right now,
Shard,
lad.
and Titan's Bane respectively are getting 5% penetration back respectively.
Yeah, especially for the cost of those items for the tier 2, you were going from the 10 to 0, especially with the TTK changes. It felt like
That's
there's a
what I
lot of
wanted to add.
it's a
Yep.
combination that felt pretty
very
bad.
important to add with the time. to
Cool,
kill
man.
changes. So
Cool.
9-4 bonus did not have the time to kill.
Fucking
changes, so
mid
Right.
laners going like, oh, thank God. You know, I was worried my
bring some of that
my
percentage back.
1400
That time
damage
kill changes
ultimates
also
would be
were an
weaker.
important factor in nerfing the hybrid items. We had heavily considered nerfing the hybrid items even before the time to kill changes, but with the
My
idea that
food
now
might
we're
be
going to
outside
take
my
tier
door.
3,
I'm gonna
that
pause
opens
patch
up-
notes. I'm gonna pause patch notes. I'll be right back. Cool. Yeah, I don't know. Full damage assassin, whatever.
And duration between skins.
What the fuck?
This ability
What did I
will now
miss?
have a
What did I
single audio
miss?
cue sound effect
What
that
did I
shares
miss?
a volume and distance modifier across
Oh,
all
I
Loki
thought
skins,
I thought
but
it
with
would.
some
Okay.
slight adjustments depending on
Nothing?
the theme of the
Sick.
skin. So just all about consistency. This is what Loki
Awesome.
sounds like when he goes stealth.
Very important. You know, we've been
Yep.
seeing a lot of the Loki mains really analyzing every skin. So
Loki's
we
laugh
had a
has
lot
been
of
removed. How am I supposed to tell where he
fantastic
is?
audio engineering
I
work
used to
done
use
in this
Loki's
update,
laugh to figure out where he
which we'll
went.
get to Later, but this was just
Yep.
another quality of
That's
life thing
fucking
that
dumb.
Kellen and his
That was a good
team
counterplay
did.
mechanic if you were
Thank
smart.
very much for them getting that done. Hopefully Loki mains feel good about this.
Loki
We want
mains
this
feel
audio
good.
to be very
Fucking
audible,
let me
very
know,
Yep.
Pingu.
important to hear. So it's going to be, still pretty present, but it will be much more consistent now between skins.
Yep, definitely looking forward to feedback on that. Let's go to Cirquette, who's getting a buff. Her basic attack.
Worst
this
god in
one's
the
a little
game
bit
right now.
exciting.
Yeah.
Her basic attacks, the third basic attack in her attack chain, will now cleave. So this should help her jungle clear pretty significantly.
What?
She's also getting a buff to Cobra's Kiss, decrease the cooldown. That's her 2 from 16 to 14. And on Last Breath, decreased pre-fire animation time from 0.2 seconds to 0.1 seconds. So hopefully you'll have a little bit less of that situation where you latch onto a god as they try and leap away and you like half play the animation and then it doesn't take your cooldown and they still jump. Reducing this and really cutting it in half, even though it's already a short time, should account a little bit more for some of those server latency sort of situations that can cause some.
This is like the
That
tank
changes
buster
who to use,
patch.
though, which is
Yeah.
just
Everything
make
that's
sure
good
you
against
have it.
tanks, we're gonna nerf it, or we're gonna buff it. Everything
Also, I
that
feel
tanks
like
use
with
that are
9.5
good,
and all the early testing,
we're gonna
already,
nerf
so
it.
far past this, but
Because fuck
there was a
tanks,
lot of
bro.
discussion about
Right?
how
Oh
diminishing returns
my
affect
god.
various characters,
It's true.
and we are going to talk
my
about
gosh.
a couple different gods on that. It
Yeah.
feels like an eternity ago, right? But
It
was a
really
few weeks
does.
ago.
Yep.
Ah, don't
Cirquette
lie to
was
me,
one of the
Pingu.
gods
Don't
most
lie to me.
indirectly nerfed by 9.4.
Yep.
She didn't have any direct nerfs.
Tanks
but
are
rebalance
fine,
the patch
bro.
before, rebalance
We
the
got
patch
no
before.
hybrid items anymore.
But
We
she
can't do
fell even
damage.
harder from a
I
lot
know
of
you said I
people
could build a
before,
full
so we
tank
were
item and then
able
do
to get
damage, but
meaningful buffs for her on this
it's gonna be
update.
Guardians
The
anyways,
gods
man.
on this update are also difficult to discuss in terms of how they worked pre-9.4,
Right.
in 9.4, and now again in 9.5.
Yeah.
So we did keep the balance this update.
We get just
Gods
running
a little
onto
lighter. We focused
solos.
on a couple gods that we feel like have been struggling for a longer term.
Yep.
And we're going to go over a few buffs now, but there are some additional nerfs to gods as well for some that you felt like we nerfed in the bonus but didn't quite get far enough on, so there are a few of those.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, let's head off to Thor then. He's getting a buff as well as a recipient of some changes on that DR change.
Right.
Increase the stun on the wall from 1.
That's good.
It was
This
1
god
to
was literally
1.6, now
unplayable.
it's going to be 1.2 to 1.6. So still ending in the same spot late game, but as this is the last ability you max, getting a little bit more CC in there just to make sure that he's not
Poor
as
Thor.
indirectly affected
I
by
guess,
the DR
man.
changes. As he was before. And then increase the base damage of Anvil of Dawn, which is his ultimate. This is the landing damage. It was 100 to 300, now goes 100 to 360. So a nice little base damage buff on his ultimate.
Specifically aiming more towards the late game.
That 60 damage adds up, bro.
And then playing up on that early game with the DR changes on the stun.
Yep.
One thing we did want to add with Thor and DR is that we know there was a couple gods that were listed out as being maybe specifically hurt by DR more than others.
Yep.
We wanted to be
Okay,
very careful
look,
with those
a Thor
changes, but we
solo,
didn't wanna just go and buff
I've
them
always thought
right
Thor's a
away.
bad
Right.
solo.
Especially since we saw Issa
Okay.
and Horus actually specifically get much better.
I don't think Thor,
in that patch,
his
even though
kit
many
sucks
people
in
thought they
solo.
weren't because of the
IMO.
changes, but their
Okay.
win rate stats did
Now
go
what
up.
god do I want
Thor
back in solo?
was effective,
Thanatos
though, as was
solo.
Cirquette.
Rat
Those were
solo.
and we're
Those
testing
are my
this here with Thor,
boys.
and we think it's a better plan to adjust these duration numbers as opposed to making more immune to DR.
Right.
That's actually kind of a
Yeah,
nerf
it's difficult
for
to track
Cirquette,
already.
in my opinion,
There
because her
are a
clear
few
was
things,
fine.
generally the ones that
I
are
think
really
that last
bad are
auto was like
that
a
for very
big,
specific reason.
like you would
Right.
use her
There were
ulti,
specific
and then
reasons
that last
that
auto
really
would just
have
like
specific reasons
spike that
for
ulti
DR
damage, you know?
So, this is the method we choose for that, and we will continue to look at those gods in the future. Although with all this stuff in this update, the players might forget about it, but we are going to keep track.
And exactly, we want to be a little bit specific about it too. We didn't just buff it across the board, right? We want to hit its problem spots, which is low duration stun, specifically in the early ranks. Right. So we're going to keep those things all in mind as DR kind of plays itself
CC
out.
as a whole is still generally nerfed in the game. So we wanted to not just undo that right away by buffing a bunch of individual god CCs. But
can't wait to find out the next broken god.
Specific about how we do it.
Great. On to Gibalanque. He's getting a buff to his 3 Rising Jaguar, increased poison bonus damage from 30% to 40%. We're getting closer and closer, guys, to the original. When I started playing,
I loved X-Ball on launch.
Open beta when you could just 2-3 someone and like do 60% of their health.
He was what got me into the hunter class. I didn't play any hunters really until X-Ball came out.
Gibalanque was a badass character to me. Not the reason I played Smite, but when I played solo, I used to play Shabal solo with Trans while Hunter solo was meta. That shit was so fun.
Damage from this ability. We are buffing this back up to 40. We think that's going to be.
Is there a single
like you can really get aggressive
warrior buff in this whole fucking patch?
Hitting with a really strong burst ability and close the gap and just finish people.
Or is it
up,
just nerfs for us?
It is
your CC immune dash, so it is risky.
It is very risky, but you will feel this stuff. We've been playtesting a little bit.
That's the only spoiler I want. I wanted one.
Okay, on to Rama, another hunter. Decreased the mana on infinite arrows from 60 to 80 to 40 to 60, and increased attack speed from 30% to 50% to 40% to 60%. So that's on his 2, the attack speed stim.
Dude, this character already does a trillion damage.
Rolling Assault decreased mana from 70 to 90
what the
to 50
fuck,
to 70. So
man?
one of those gods that we hear, we got a little bit of a passive rework a little bit ago in order to address some of his mana concerns. Still, certainly better in that department, but still needed a little bit of help as a god that doesn't want to build Transcendence. And I think that these mana costs and a little bit of extra attack speed will also help him a lot.
Funny enough, we were seeing very
mana cost issues, okay. Soul laners, I know we build
MP5. Isn't that always how it
MP5,
goes?
I know, right?
but like,
we hadn't seen a single.
Do you think we have a spy? Do you think we have a leak somewhere, AJ, that tells hey, we're gonna buff this god?
Dude, there better be a fucking Hercules tier KA buff back to back to back to make up for this,
100% pick ban.
Yeah.
Right, and you're like, what? Like, this doesn't make any sense.
Good news is Rama's changes are a little bit more quality of life focused, a little bit more light. So we do expect Rama to gain a lot of value in these upcoming updates.
He looked a little nervous there, Clumsy.
oh, they turned the vacuum off.
You be leaking Smite cards.
One of them are. Oh boy,
Let's
howdy.
go on to Naja then.
Please
Naja,
don't tell me who,
the
but I need to.
passive. Increase the time before losing passive stacks from 10 seconds to 12 seconds, so you should have that more. We also are very aware of the problems with Naja passive, and they should be addressed in this update.
Patch notes.
Okay, great.
In these patch notes.
In these patch notes. So yes, we are. I know that as soon as I brought up Naja,
Can we talk
passive,
about how
I heard
fucking
the
fresh
going off on Twitter.
aggro shoes are, by the way?
Rama got a bug fix too. I think that was pretty nice.
Nice. And then
They are
Windfire
absolutely
wheels
killer.
increased protections gained after landing from 20 to 40 to 30 to 50.
Holy
so
fuck,
Naja a
that's
little
pretty
bit more
fucking
survivable,
good.
Both with the ultimate.
I'm gonna
and
make
with the fact
Naja
that
solo
you're
a thing.
Going from camp to camp, you can keep your passive up a little bit more, and that just feels good in general, but then also means that you get a
That's a
bigger
lot,
deal when
man.
you activate
That's
it.
sizable early and late.
Pretty solid.
Like,
Naja.
that's good shit.
Clear times in this update is going to help with that passive, as well as everyone's going to be a little tanky, so just one-shotting people is going to be harder, which is one of Naja's specialties here.
Sure.
So we wanted to make sure he had a better ability to follow up fight. So that bonus protections lets him hit his ult on someone, and then when he lands, he can actually continue fighting, which is great, especially if his team has moved in position well after that person lands, right? So you can actually follow up instead of just, hey, I'm just going to get this person out of the game and then we're both gone, which is, I think, a less fun way to play.
Yeah.
That's super fun. What do you mean?
No, I felt the
What?
same way, but
Dude,
I
I love when I play Naja and I just fucking ulti somebody, and I'm just like, I'm fucking dead here. I know we're above your
Hercules
fountain, but
getting
you're
a
dead.
buff, decrease the cooldown on Earthbreaker. It goes from 14 seconds to it was 14 seconds flat. Now it's going to scale down as you put more points in it. So by the time you max it, it'll now be 12 seconds. Just giving him a little bit more opportunity.
You give
to start
Rom,
fights in
like,
the late game, but
hey,
we've
all
seen
your
what he
stuff
can do when he
costs
can
no
start fights
mana.
at will
By
in
the way,
early game.
here's
He didn't wanna go
a
that
fucking creme brulee on a golden platter.
Terra
And
getting
then
a
you
buff,
shit in
Force of
Herc's
Nature,
mouth.
That's the dash, decreased cooldown from 15 seconds
Oh
to 13
my god.
seconds.
Oh my
Decreased the mana
god.
cost
So this
on
is what we
Monolith
get?
It was 60 to
Oh my
100,
god, dude.
Now going to be 60
I bet you
high.
ADC's like, finally,
that was
we
a very
can do
high,
damage. Go
mana
fuck
cost.
yourself,
Terra,
dude. Your class
we're
already
seeing
hits
a
hard
bit of a
enough.
pro league, but we
Fucking
did
Mickey
that,
Mouse
you know,
roll, dude.
fix/intended
Oh my
change
god.
to remove her
Between
ability to
fucking
double
mid
block
laners,
her
junglers, and
Really,
ADCs, bro.
her
Just the
abilities
most
were designed
Mickey
with the idea
Mouse,
of you
cookie
either
cake,
consume them
easy
via the
fucking
shatter
rolls,
or
dude.
via their regular effect. not both. So we did remove
Cool,
that.
that's
That
it.
did
That's
make
it. That's the
a little
Herc buff.
dip for her. So we're gonna look at bringing her back.
2 seconds. Fucking
Another
pop the
Guardian up next,
champagne.
Sylvanas, Nature's Bounty. That's his passive. Increased cooldown reduction provided by picking up seeds from 0.25 seconds to 0.5 seconds. This does upgrade later on in the game to a full second, I believe.
Exactly.
And that is unchanged. So this is really just aimed at
Yeah, because we were looking at this, it's like, 0.25 to 0.5. It's doubling. It seems like it's a lot more.
It is a lot.
Are there skins in this patch at least? Besides the Slipknot ones. I don't give a fuck about Slipknot.
Almost like a quality.
My favorite Slipknot song, I've never heard a Slipknot song in my life. I will never will.
Yep.
It's
pick
not
up
my type of
seeds.
music.
Baba Yaga getting a buff. Baba's Brew, that's the 2. Decreased cooldown from 14 seconds to 12 seconds.
All right, Baba, you're a
Get
soul
tossed
laner
A
now.
few more potions in the middle of the game.
You
which
and
is,
Herc are
which is
sharing
what I
buffs.
love to do as Baba, so I'm excited about that one. And then Pele also getting a buff.
Wait, Baba's buff is
Pyroclast,
better.
that is the
Hers
1.
is all
Increased
ranks.
the physical power
Herc's is
scaling
only
from
at max
60%
level.
to 70%. And
Herc
that is
still
only
got
the
shit on.
throw out of Pyroclast, not the little return shots or anything like that. But
Good point.
play
Cool.
more Pele. Pele's cool. I want to see
You know
more
what
Pele
else
in
is
all
cool?
my games.
Warriors.
With a little bit of
In all-
tankiness, she might get better with ability to self-sustain.
You guys are gonna
live
keep
that
buffing
low
Guardians
health
and
go,
life
"Why
are they
threshold,
showing
but
live?"
she might get better.
You are not
So on
barely
live,
dead when
I've
Pele
never been to a
kills you. Like,
concert.
she overkills
What genre is
by
Slipknot?
a
I don't
lot
know.
The vast
Those
majority of the time.
characters
And
are
those
really
gods are the ones that that don't get affected by these changes quite as much. The ones that barely kill you probably aren't killing you anymore.
Yeah,
but
true.
the ones that kill they had damage to spare.
That means executes.
All I know is they're like metal, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's definitely got better.
I mean,
I don't know if they were
Hey,
a
look at what
specific
it now
brand
buff
of
buff.
metal.
There it is. We just did it.
There you go. We already done. That's what he does.
That was granted.
ESET getting a nerf, as AJ mentioned. Even after the DR changes, ESET actually saw a win rate
Win
increase,
rate.
So getting a nerf here on Dispel
That's
Magic.
good. Yeah.
Also, of course, her pro
Is-
viability and how prevalent she's been there. Decrease the magical protection debuff. It was
Dude, I'm
10,
just so-
scaling up to 30% in max rank. It'll now be 10.
I'm just so like deflated right now. Like, oh, what do I have to look forward to in this patch? You know? That's it. You know? Fucking mids and ADCs, arguably the strongest roles in the game right now. They're just getting everything they want. Fuck it. You know? Them junglers, I guess junglers got nerfed too, but like still, it's like fucking like what the fuck? What's gonna change in solo? Literally nothing. I'm fucking hard tilted.
One of the best abilities in the entire game.
Right.
Like non-ultimate ability.
Hate these fucking changes. Fuck these characters. Buff all warriors. Nerf everything else.
It's Gilgamesh. It wouldn't be a patch without a Gilgamesh nerf. Am I right, everybody?
Good.
Drop kick. Decreased physical power scaling of kick damage.
Just make
from
him do 0
40% to
damage.
30%, and also decrease the power scaling of burst damage.
We're gonna
from
have
40%
full
to 30%.
defense builds
So
in solo
if you
now.
kick someone and they don't hit into a
But if it's something that's just playing all the time, it may
Right.
not be as noticeable. Those actually have really big changes on win rates for gods.
Yep.
Very impactful.
Absolutely. Okay, Artio up next. Another pro focus god here. Decompose. That's the passive. Decreased max stacks from 8 to 6.
I don't know what her
And
passive does.
Energy Surge. That is the Druid form 1. Increased cooldown of both forms and Maul Prey. So it's both. Increased the cooldown. It was 12 seconds. It
Thank
is now
God.
15 scaling down to
Good.
13. So
Ruin
a
this
massive
bitch.
Nerf there to Artio 1.
Big nerfs.
And decrease the damage of Maul Prey. That's
No.
the bear swipes. It was 40 to 160. It does hit twice. It is now 35 to 155. So little bit of a damage nerf, though, because it's doubled. It's a little bit bigger than it looks. But definitely a very big nerf to Artio's laning phase in particular.
This goddess brings a lot of utility.
Yep.
So that those max stacks on the passive is actually going to decrease the amount of protection shred she applies. That's what those do. But bringing the damage in her core damage ability down so she can really focus
I hate
on-
this
she can
fucking
still be very
character.
impactful in a team fight with all
I
the
hate this
utility and
fucking
CC she brings,
character.
so
She needs
letting
to
her
be
shine in that
deleted.
regard, bringing the damage
Good.
down.
This
Also,
is a
she's
step
just
closer.
enforced
So
the
3
solo
prot
range
shed
like
for
a year
every
and a half.
stack. That's
Even
fucking
after
crazy.
nerf, so-
Yep.
What an insane
we
passive.
think with this nerf and all of the other shifts in the game that we'll probably see her a little less now. Hopefully.
Thank God. How about we see her never?
We'll see. It's one of those, like, we buffed her, and she's already been nerfed past the point of where she was before
Yeah.
she got buffed, and she's
The
still
meta does that
dominant.
to you sometimes.
Yep.
You know?
And
They get sticky.
And I'm sure a lot of this is in the dev notes. A lot of this is going to be things that people are going to papercraft and see in game. But a lot of these changes are going to be kind of amplified with the other things that are happening, right? With
Right.
TTK changes, with the Jade Emperors and Celestial nerfs, and all the different hybridization nerfs. Guardians as well will just probably won't be as effective in the solo lane anymore. They don't have the in-hand
their
power that
damage is
warriors
less
do.
important.
Music to my
Exactly.
fucking
Right.
ears.
Being
Utility.
tankier, it's it's gonna be harder for them to clear lane in solo lane.
Yeah, definitely a little bit harder. We'll see what actually ends up happening in the solo lane meta overall. And speaking of the solo lane meta at a high level, especially Kleedna getting a nerf. Tear the Veil, that's the ultimate. Increased cooldown from 50 seconds to 60 seconds per charge. And decrease base rift damage from 80 to 240. That's what it was. It is now going to be 60 to 200. And that also ends up being pretty impactful because the damage reduction you get from getting hit by multiple stacks of that, and that applies to gods, minions, jungle bosses, all that kind of stuff. Lowering that top end amount actually ends up making this ability do a lot.
I don't know. It
less
probably
damage
does
than
nerf
objectives.
And
Clean
the
out a
cooldown is
solo.
per charge, that
On
ends up being
Fort.
almost a 20-second is a 20.
Audio's always been meta, dude.
And
Even when
that
she's
rift
not,
damage
she's
is
still
often what
been.
people
Like,
get hit
it's
by.
just a fucking
Because you don't
insane
always get hit by the
character.
burst.
What a
Right,
nuts
if you walk
bitch.
through it at all, you will take generally the first hit of the rift, which is still a pretty big hit. So bringing that down considerably, and then that's also going to bring down all subsequent hits. So again, pretty big nerf for her. We, she still might need more, but we noticed that from bonus, people felt like she still needed another one, and we agreed.
It also helps her hit her PvE, like laning or on jungle bosses and other stuff like that. It's going to hit her in a few different ways, which I think is going to be pretty important for.
I don't know. I'm
off
fine
the
with
nerf
that.
list, I
I'm
think.
kind of bored of
Yeah,
playing
speaking
Cleo.
of getting them off the nerf list,
Oh no,
guys, I joined the design team in like
Zeus?
February.
Zeus.
You know how many patches we've had since then? This is the third one, right? This is the third one.
Zeus nerfs have we had?
This is the third
All
Zeus
three.
nerf, not even including
The most
bonus
OP
nerfs.
fucking mid laner in the game.
Well,
Good.
the god is
Ruin
really
his
good.
shit.
Guys!
And the god is going to be really good in this patch too because of his sustained
Yeah,
damage.
but he's Zeus. He's whatever, man. Chain Lightning. It was 10 seconds. Now it's 12.
Totally unbiased.
Totally unbiased. Aegis Assault decreased movement speed. It was 20 to 30%. Now it is 15 to 25%.
Good.
So 5% on each end. And decreased attack speed. It was 20 to 40%. It is now 15 to 35%. So 5%.
So the cooldown's going to bring down a lot of his.
Dude,
total
if
damage,
Zeus
his
3
first
stunned
combo,
again,
and
I would
that
lose my
utility.
mind. I'd
So,
fucking
we're
hate
really glad we
myself.
gave it to him. A lot
I'm
of
so
times
glad
we try
that
to be
stun no
careful
longer
with
exists.
removing the thing we just gave you.
Right, exactly.
But after he already got some other burst nerfs,
Zeus is
some
already
more,
too
it was
good.
time
They
to
bring
adjust
back
this.
his
He's
stun.
good. He deserves it.
I think
It's
he's
fine.
going to be in a good
It's
spot
fine.
after this.
He's
I
going to
think
be
we won't
fine.
have to touch
And
him.
here's the real kicker that these guys might not have realized. Aegis Assault and Chain Lightning used to each be 10 seconds. We
Right.
nerfed Aegis Assault to 12. And now we're setting Chain Lightning to 12, so they'll be on the same cooldown again. It'll feel good.
Right. It will feel good as long as
good
you
way of
do
Imagine,
people out there.
imagine if he
But the
said
fact that
that
it
and
doesn't
Ajax
turn
was
into
like,
cooldown until you get
or
it.
make
It's
chain
fine.
lightning
Zeus
down
is
to
gonna be
13
fine.
Zeus is
seconds.
probably one of the gods that contributes to many complaints
Oh,
of initial
I know.
game burst damage,
I
especially
know.
in non-conquest modes, right?
But
So-
guys, every time I like on Twitter and on if I stream or something like that, everyone's like, "Aggro, you're supposed to represent all of us Zeus mains. Like you're messing up." I feel like I'm letting my people down a little
you
bit.
are
My
unbiased enough,
people.
So
Shows he's aggro's doing a great
Kudos
job.
Cool.
to you on
yeah.
that.
All right. Yeah, we'll go with that. That's fine right there.
Appreciate it.
All right.
that's
That
all
does it.
balance.
That's all a balance. Just that's it. And also the fact that every
Wow.
god got 40% tankier
One
level 1 and 8%
warrior
tankier
change.
as the game goes
One.
on. Yeah, that whole
One.
thing. If you feel like
It was a
your god didn't get
2-second
changed, just
buff.
remember that they did alongside
Dude,
every other
You got
god
an HP buff.
in the
The
whole game. That's
2
right.
seconds
That brings us to maybe my
that
favorite
have
thing
been
we're gonna
taken
show.
out
So excited.
was longer
gonna be awesome.
than the
Opened up
time they
stuff, like,
spent
hey,
on
well,
Warriors.
Crazy awesome stuff. This is some crazy
This
awesome
is the
stuff
biggest.
coming
This
up.
is one of
Oh
the biggest
my
Smite
God.
updates ever, honestly.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. We've got a nice little video to give you a preview of what we're
War
talking
Gilga's not a warrior. He's an assassin. Just like season 0.
Yeah, sorry, I did.
This is a throwback, brother. Yeah. That's what I meant by that, like proper beta. God, this is a hard throwback.
Attack the Minotaur. I'm on it.
I miss the Minotaur, man. God, this fucking... I think we're currently on the worst iteration of the Smite map, because I think this map is really good, but the Season 2 Smite map... Dude, we gotta play some classic Conquest. This Smite, like, the Season 2 Smite map will always be the best Smite map to me. Just how beautiful it was.
How cool was that?
Yeah, I mean, that was amazing video. First of all, shout out to Hi-Rez Whiskey Worm.
That's right.
The perfect person for that
Me?
assignment.
Literally born to do it.
Meets new. All of the gods, the classic gods, fighting off their new remodeled selves. But the closed beta Conquest map is returning to Smite, which a lot of our
So
players
cool.
have never played.
It's so fun.
I myself, as a closed beta player, was super excited about this. I've been pushing for this feature for quite a while.
And you heard the playtest was coming. He's like, I'm gonna be there. Like dropping everything.
Yeah,
I wanna be
AJ's
the
so
first
busy.
one.
We like never get to have him in playtest as much as we like. He was like, "Is it a classic Conquest test?"
The
I'm
first
clearing my
classic
schedule.
Conquest test, I did very greedily scheduled.
Yeah, I respect that. That's fun. I definitely
So
got to
I
play
could
some of
be
that.
One of the first people
God,
to
I've been
play
playing this game
in
for almost
over
10 years of my
Yep.
life,
and,
dude. Probably
I can't
have.
afford that playtest.
That's insane to
I
me.
lost, I think,
That
by
blows my
probably-
mind.
I think I
That's
recorded that
depressing.
playtest.
So this map is
I'm
crazy.
so
I don't know,
fucking-
a lot of things to talk about.
I'm
First
so
of all,
old.
We are, considering this a part of Smite Adventures.
They're back, baby.
Adventures don't have to be a dungeon or a specific mode
Or a Smite
specific
card.
format or a
Dude, bring back
racing
Smite
game.
cards.
Or multiple Smite cards.
Really, what we like to think of is that adventures can be anything. Adventure is us taking a unique twist on playing Smite and doing something new. And really, the adventure is Smite Night,
Yep.
not just Classic Conquest.
Yep.
Classic Conquest is the feature map of Smite Night, but Smite Night is the adventure, and that is the key feature that we're here to talk about today.
That's right. So what is Smite Night, you might be asking yourself? Well, I've
Okay.
got the answer for you in this absolute novel of
are,
patch
so
notes that
tell
we've
me.
got. Smite Night is a
I'll listen
new
to it.
one-day-only game mode that opens up once a week. So the whole idea is that you want to get your friends together to play Smite on this special night, and you'll be earning bonus rewards.
Don't make it
and
Friday,
get
'cause
to
that's
play
tournament
new
day.
modes or interesting twists on current game modes. Smite Night will occur on Saturdays and last for 24
Okay.
hours, and it will feature a different
Okay.
mode each week. So here's a little
Yes.
preview of what you can expect from Smite Night in the next few weeks. On May 21st,
I'm cool with
you'll
that.
be able to play Classic Conquest for the first time in a decade, basically. And you'll get some crest rewards for it. You'll get a loading screen and a Heavenly Light chest.
Yo,
Those are
God
rewards,
chest?
Yep. You want to show up and
Oh,
play these
pick
modes.
your own God
It's-
chest? Is that what that means?
Also, as you can see here, Classic Conquest is exciting, but we're bringing out some other stuff that people have never played and they're very excited for as well. The second Smite Night is going to be All Out Slash.
Yep.
That's going to be a match of the day rule set on the Slash game.
I
mode where you pick
beat
different gods.
Conquest.
Oh, cool.
Like the All Out Assault. Yep. That is my favorite
I
match of
didn't
the day
even
'cause you can build
notice
some
that.
really
I was like, what the
crazy
fuck? Yeah, of
combo
course
combos.
Classic
Yeah.
Conquest
So it's gonna be
5v5.
All Out Slash. We're then going to have Classic Conquest again, and then we're going to have a very exciting 5v5 pre-made parties only.
Pre-made
Season 9,
only.
Season
That's-
9 Conquest. You will not be able to queue this Smite Night without a full 5-person party. So we know that 5-person party ranked mode has been kind of something that people have suggested for a long time.
I remember it.
We do have problems with getting a sufficient population if we run it all the time. But if it's a one-night only
true.
event,
People know when
you
to
can
go.
go and queue with your 5-person party, and all Smite Nights have leaderboards.
Yep.
So if you really want to show off and show that you're the Classic Conquest champ or the 5v5 Conquest
Okay.
champ,
Okay.
if you
I
wanna
fuck
run
with
this,
it.
through your streams, through your Conquest, through your community. To
That
try to be
sounds
the
pretty
best of
fun.
the best on Smite Night, there will be leaderboards.
Excuse
so
me,
that
I gotta go
5v5
get a
Conquest
team.
is essentially bringing back something that players have been asking for years. And you'll get some really cool free skins, free chests, and Smite Night unique. I believe the loading screen is that really great art with the gods playing games on the couch together.
Oh,
So, like,
cool.
Oh,
this
that's
is-
awesome. That's
That's the
awesome.
loading
Okay, cool.
screen,
It's a really
or
good
one
one.
of the loading screens and stuff like that. So unique rewards on that day only for playing that mode, and really exciting modes.
Yeah, to give a little bit more clarity, again, Smite Night
That's
is going to
pretty
be on
good.
Saturdays for 24 hours, but the queues are only open for that amount of time. Each Smite Night, a player will be given 2 quests to complete on that Smite Night. You just saw the rewards on that graphic there. These weekly Smite Night quests
Yeah, if
do
only
not
they'd make
carry
some good
over
solo
and
changes.
must
I mean,
be
just good
completed
solo
on
changes,
Smite
please.
Night. So clear your Saturdays, Smite fans. Each monthly update, players will also have 2 Smite Night milestone quests that will last the duration of the release and patch.
I'm like watching
Players
it
must
through my own
click or
OBS right
press
now.
on start with
I
an
got too
eliminated
lazy to
tab
look on my main
in order
monitor.
to earn rewards and earn progress towards these Smite Night quests. So don't forget that. Have to click start. Quests will not progress unless players click that start button
now I need to see
within
the
eliminated
skins.
tab.
Which
So-
we're going to talk more about the limited tab as well.
Yep.
It's a new screen inside of the play menu.
Yep.
That will feature our
Soul Lane
limited
deserves
time
to
game
suffer.
modes, and will
Why?
show you what the
Soul Lane
Smite
has
Night
literally
is, as
never
well as the
been
rewards, and there
fucking
will be the
Hi-Rez's
button there to
favorite.
Start the quests.
Yeah,
which
don't
you'll need
forget.
to
Mid
do.
lane,
Don't forget.
jungle,
Yeah, so
and
you'll be able to
ADC.
earn
Like
2
the
rewards
most
each Smite Night, as
babied
well as 2
fucking
rewards
roles.
per
All
month.
those players are the
So you
most
can
whiny
unlock
fucking
the progress
babies.
towards on playing on
And
any
they
of
get
the
everything.
Smites.
Wah, I
mean,
don't
it's-
one shot.
The fact that
Wah.
leaderboards are there as well.
Good.
like,
I
think
honestly
that's
hope
so
y'all
cool.
get
The
nerfed
classic
into the
Conquest
ground.
champs.
Is Pon busy this week?
I know.
That weekend?
I
I
was
think he
like,
might
oh,
be.
I don't know how anybody
He might be
loses.
busy that
Like,
weekend.
I was like,
I
It's
genuinely
gotta
don't
be
know how anybody loses a game as a mid laner or an ADC.
I wanna
You
talk
just do
about
more
the
damage than
advantage
everybody.
'cause the
You
meta
can just
of
win the
Conquest
game.
is very,
blows
very
my
different.
mind.
And we
You
sit back
fucking
and
two
we
abilities
are
is
gonna share
4,000
some
damage, you know?
future to give you a
We have to build, in solo, we have to build
yeah,
2
leaderboards
items
will be active
to
in
deal
the
with
top
Scylla
days.
2,
And once
which
Smite Night is
still
complete, that's
half
gonna be
healths
fixed
us.
for the week.
Yep.
So anyone can go in and be like, oh, I wonder who won last week. And you can see, oh,
Like,
Algro really did. He carried
dude,
the 5v5 team Conquest.
it
That's
blows
awesome.
my
There's a
mind
new Smite
how
Night
much
starts,
that
they'll
fucking
do
lane
that, and
gets.
the leaderboard will be different.
Insane.
So every Smite Night will have a new chance for you to show off you're the best in Smite. And with the different modes, you know, you might have a specific advantage one week over the next.
Yep. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Mid
Let's talk a
lane,
little bit
mid
more
lane
about
and
Classic
ADC.
Conquest, because, like we said, this is one of the things
They
we're
get
most
way
excited
too
about.
much, man. They
It is
get way
crazy
too
that
much.
This was the map in
Fucking,
2012.
I lost 2
That-
points
that
on my
is-
fucking
that is a
penetration
long-
item.
that
Oh
is a
my
long,
god.
long time
Bro,
ago.
I
And we're
don't
really excited
fucking,
for all the
I don't
players who have
have.
joined us since, you know, season 1 or onwards that haven't gotten a chance to play on a map that looks like this at all. We did aim to preserve
I know,
as
right?
much as possible
Most
of the
Mickey Mouse
rules and
cookie cake
pacing
lane.
as the original map. So
And
it will,
art.
and art,
The
yeah.
art,
So
yes,
it will
the best
be
part.
turn up the brightness on your monitor because this thing is dark. Like, this map is dark, and it feels so different to the way that current Conquest plays.
I hate the current
pacing is so
Conquest
different,
map.
The amount of gold and experience.
Don't
you
like
get
it.
is
It's
so
very
different.
ugly.
Right.
And that we tried to keep it as close as possible while also making it feel good at the same time.
Right, and because we kept it close as possible.
Show me the
because that
skins,
engine
dude.
has some issues with
Okay.
it, but that was the reason why
Like-
it was redesigned in the first place, and that's part of the
Yeah.
Here's
fun.
my
It
question.
has a very unique experience to it and a very
Here's
unique
my
look, and
question.
It is a really fun map.
Are the skins good?
Man, the first time
Any
I
characters
we
that
tried to
I
pull a
play,
Gilgamesh
i.e.
and it, like, chased
warriors-
us through the jungle
Oh,
because
that's
there was
so
no
confusing,
leash radius.
yeah.
I was
Any
like,
good
what
skins?
is happening, man?
There's
Like,
a lot of cool, crazy stuff.
So a couple of the key features you'll see on this map. The economy is a little different. One thing you'll notice is
Why are
that
you
the
spoiling? Why are you spoiling? I fucking hate Jean
there's
Kui.
no scaling on gold.
I'm not asking for the specifics. I was just looking for a yes or
Less
no.
so,
Fuck Jean
it's
Kui.
harder to get
That dude's a
leader to
nerd.
hit max rank. I went back and looked at the
I hate
PAX
Jean
launch
Kui.
tournament, which I believe like Pon and Zapman and some people you still know won.
That are
the
not
map- the
Slipknot
movement
skins.
over,
Warrior
max
skins that are
rank
not
was 2
Slipknot
minutes.
skins.
Yep.
And multiple players were not level 20.
yep.
So the curve
That's
is
very
very different
possible.
on this map. So prepare yourself for that. Another very exciting feature is that jungle buffs are not symmetrical.
No.
So if you're in a lane, you might have there's also new jungle buffs. You
Right.
might have a green buff, which is actually a health per HP 5 buff.
I don't want to hear it
Buff
from
is
you.
a mana
Yorm
buff.
is a warrior at heart.
Without cooldown.
On the same lane, we'll have a movement speed and a protection buff.
Yep.
So you have to kind of build
Oh
your
my
combination
God.
strategy against playing against
None that
buff
aren't
buffs.
Slipknot.
Full on side jungle. It's all there.
Another feature is that jungle buffs can be stacked on the same player.
Yes,
You
sir.
can, as one player,
Fucking
you can hold
pain.
as many jungle buffs as you want.
Pain.
Now,
Yep.
because of their durations and the movement across the map is a large map,
Pain.
it's hard to amass really more than like 3 or 4.
I'm tempted to
but
just
it
turn the
is
stream off right now.
possible to just get all of
I'm
the jungle
tempted to
buffs
turn
on
the
map
stream
and have
off.
all of them on you at once. So you can have red buff, 20% damage, movement speed buff, 20% movement speed, protection buff,
insane.
plus 30 base prots, magical
It's
and
insane.
physical.
Dude, this old
25
Fire Giant pit was so
and
badass.
like all on you at once. If you do, and you
And a fire giant.
Have they changed items yet, or did it? Oh, they nerfed a
It's
ton of
awesome.
shit.
Like a running
They did.
buffalo
They did
with
items. You
power
missed
Yeah,
it.
running around the map.
They-
I did it
they-
with Pele
they
one game where I
fucking-
literally had all 6 buffs and a fire giant buff, and I felt immortal, and I basically was because those dude speed.
I
buff
don't
on
even-
this
I don't
map
know.
is
I don't know.
so insane. Like
Right.
green buff's insane.
They
yellow
nerfed the
buff's
fuck
insane.
out
We all
of
know
every
that.
hybrid item.
Jungles are also many jungle buffs are positioned
They
outside
destroyed
the
hybrid
lane,
items.
so
Yep.
there's more
Side jungle.
distance
So now
between
solo
rounds.
laners can build fucking, I don't know,
Also, the
Contagion
meta
or
is
whatever
very
the best
different
fucking
with
physical
other
defense
characters.
item
Now,
available
you may
is.
want to play different gods in different locations. Generally, you play as 2 duo lanes and a single mid lane.
Yeah, no
There's not
jungler.
necessarily a dedicated jungler on this
I
map.
can't
There's
do
only
anything
buff
now
camps,
as a
no
solo.
experience camps. The fire giant is in an enclosed.
I should
buff
just
camp,
like
so
solo
you
lane meta
can't
should just be
enter
you build like
Dude,
6
and it
aura
knocks you
items,
up
and it
so
has
so you
fast.
can just like
abilities.
run with your
It has
team.
a bigger knockup, and it has
It's
it
impossible.
floods
You
the
know,
whole
because
room.
that's
Well,
as
you
much
can't
use as you're getting.
avoid the damage you take.
It is awesome.
Yeah, so we're gonna do some more classic Conquest stuff. We're gonna do some, I think, a show match. Maybe I'm not supposed to announce yet. That's gonna be really exciting. We will potentially do some dev streams where we coach you guys a little bit more on how
Would
to
love
play
to.
the meta, because it's really wacky. You usually want to play assassin mid and then tank, hunter and tank. Mage on the end lanes.
We're
and
just
you might wanna
fucking
switch your
shit.
comp based
This
on
is the
which
STL
buffs
shit
you have
talk
available
room,
to you, so
apparently.
you might not know
Let's
which
keep
level
our
you
eyes
have to go
focused
and
on the
there's
patch
different
for now,
maps,
because this is
a lot
going
of
on
different stuff to
YouTube.
do.
I don't want Craw to
It's
have to
wild.
do much
So,
editing.
but also because we want to make Smite Night such a huge celebration.
Jungle tanks are
for
annoying.
time,
Fuck jungle
this map's
tanks.
only gonna be playable
That's stupid.
on
That should not be a
Friday.
thing.
We're gonna
Junglers are
play
not
from launch
tanks.
day until
When I think of a
Friday.
jungler,
Play this
I think of an edgelord wearing all black with a katana and a hood. Okay? They should stay like that. Where a cold breeze or sunlight will kill them instantly.
However, after the first Smite Night, we are going to open this up for custom games only.
Yes.
So this map will only be playable on Smite Night or in custom games.
Yep. So make sure you're queuing up on that Saturday whenever Smite Night begins in order to play
And
that classic Conquest
one of
map.
the very exciting reasons to play this.
Yeah, I mean,
No, solo
I feel like our
should
PTS
be Hercules
is gonna
versus
be
Tier.
Huge PTS, like new season level PTS.
Just warrior v
is what
warrior.
I'm expecting.
That's what
So
solo
make sure
is.
you guys all have that
2
download so you
Giga
can find
Chads in
information
full
how to get
armor,
access to
egos up,
PTS
alright,
on
and
the
you
Smite
just
game.
fucking
So excited for
clang.
this map. You know,
Big,
I learned Smite
what is it?
I
Fucking
started
big
playing
meaty
on
men bumping meat.
and
Okay? That's what solo should be.
has never been touched by anyone. A lot of our
Fucking
console
Guardians.
players
Get Guardians, get Mages, get Assassins
right?
out of
They
there.
never got the
Okay?
chance to play
Besides
with us.
Thana and Rat.
There's
Okay?
a lot of history, a lot of
Those two we'll
nostalgia, and
take.
a lot of fun in
We'll
this
take
map.
them.
We're really
You keep the rest.
Is the map balanced?
And I'll take Cabrakan.
No, I don't think so.
That's part of the
But
fun.
is it fun?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is. It is a lot of fun.
Yeah,
And if
Tier
you-
Herc is
if you
2
break it,
terrible
we've
characters
got
going at it.
leaderboards to prove you did.
I'm very excited to see how the meta evolved
Me
from
too.
where it left off 10 years ago.
Me too. Yep.
Is Pon Pon's tournament-winning meta still going to be the meta, or will
Yeah,
we
I gotta
find
go
new
watch that
strategies?
VOD. I gotta go watch that VOD.
you
But I
go
can't
watch this
arachne
stuff?
pull
I don't
people
even
through the
think
walls.
There's a VOD of it. There's just like a highlight reel.
Oh,
I had to,
really?
like, pause a trailer to see only one screen of the Minotaur kill, not Titans, by the way. The Minotaurs was
Of
the
course,
original
and it
boss.
will own you. By the way, it is.
Yeah.
It is so hard to end the game.
So yeah, really excited for this. I mean,
Good.
hope
That's
everyone
how
else out there
fucking
is too.
Titan
Yep,
should be.
Cannot wait, man.
Should not
Smite
be
Night,
easy to kill a
is gonna be
fucking Titan.
absolutely awesome. Make
The
sure
fact
you
that
guys
I
all
can
get it.
solo tank a Titan while on ADC just shreds it is stupid. Like, the Titan is supposed to be this everlasting being above the gods. How come fucking I walk in as fucking Soul Leader Mulan, I'm fucking out tanking it? Like, it's insane.
A new way to earn free skins and other free rewards.
It's gonna be awesome.
I'm glad. I really like a lot of the changes they made. Not the god
I've been
ones.
waiting to play more
Audio
Conquest.
nerf good.
Every time we play
Fuck
test
Guardian
it, can we
items,
just-
but
can we just test that map?
don't like the
It is
hybrid
so
item
fun.
change. Don't like the fact
It's
that one
absolutely
warrior got a
awesome.
buff.
Okay, so that does it overall for a lot of our
Give me the
a lot
skin.
of our balance and
Skin.
all that kind of stuff. I mean,
Skin.
that was a good portion
Skin.
of this giant packet, but
Skin.
it's not all of it. We've got
Skin.
community news, we've got Slipknot stuff to go over, we got a battle pass to go over, and of course all the great skins here for 9.5. One of the big things that I do need to remind you about in that community news is that you need to go out and make sure that you're claiming your brand new Super Shredder Prime Gaming Robin.
You guys are taking too long.
That is
Hold on.
absolutely
I'm gonna go
awesome.
look at the skins.
This is a great skin. It's
I'm
a
not
new
waiting.
Skin. This
It's
is
too much.
not the same old Shredder skin that you got
Too
before.
much.
And you can only get this through Prime
Too much.
Gaming. So make sure you grab that.
I fucking-
while you
I
can,
don't-
'cause it's not going to be around
Look,
for much
I agree.
longer because we got
Warriors
a
are
new
really
Prime
strong,
Gaming
but they
skin
should make it
incoming.
solo.
Then I'm not
They're
gonna
taking too fucking long, bro.
I gotta hold
Okay.
a little bit back in this situation. So again,
All right, here we
the
go.
new Super Shredder Prime Gaming.
Shut up. We're gonna kick some music while we do this. Hold up. Where's Jippy? Where's the big Gypster? Whatever. Alright. We're here. We got... I don't know who the fuck these people are. I honestly... If you're into Slipknot, congrats. Why did Raijin... Poseidon... Chalk... That seems like a cool Chalk skin. Alright. The Trickster... Doesn't the skin already exist? Or is it going back on sale? That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Cool. I'm glad Chalk gets... Cool. Chalk, who's not even good, by the way. It's on the Battle Pass. Oh, these are all Battle Pass skins? Bonus balance skins. Cool. That's it? Dude. Dude! I hate this patch. Look, great Conquest. Alright, look, here's my rundown. Great Conquest changes. Great fucking, fucking item changes, I guess. Buff Warriors. Buff Soul Laners. Nerf Guardians. Okay? Jesus, man.